Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Katrinarenee, and today we're going to do an honest review and recap of Secrets Cap Cana Resort in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. We're going to do the beach right now in particular. On the beach, you're able to go and book tours that are off of the resort. So you can book a tour to the Cana Islands, you can go scuba diving or a catamaran. All of those things will be off the resort, which I heard are pretty awesome. So if I were you guys, I'd run down to the beach and get those booked, or you can book them at the front desk. The red cabana is going to be things that you can book on the actual resort. They had kite surfing, speed boats, they had water sports activities, the banana boats, they had snorkeling and parasailing and kayaking. They had so many options. We did not get to partake in them, and we'll tell you guys why, or you'll see why in a moment. These are things that they do not tell you when you're booking, or they will not tell you until you get there, and they will act like this problem does not exist, or it may be seasonal, but I am not too sure of that, to be quite honest. We did not get to enjoy any of these activities. They do have kayaks right there on the boat, on the resort, and then they have the personal catamarans. They also have a boat that we saw way out with a bunch of people on it that were scuba diving, so I thought that was a really cool option to have on the resort, which they do have them on most resorts. It would have been really nice if we were able to get on these water activities and take them out, but you may be able to see in the distance why we have not, and we'll get to that in a moment. Just pay attention to the brown mess that you are looking at. On the beach, they also offer these beautiful cabanas that have like the bed on them. You can let these curtains down on the side to block the sun or mosquitoes. It's very beautiful. It's very romantic, and you can rent those for $100 a day. You could also do a romantic dinner on the beach, which Charles and I did, and you'll be in a cabana similar to that, closer to the beach though. Very, very beautiful, but on this resort I would not recommend it, and we're going to get into why we would not recommend it coming up here in just a second. Just bear with us. Even with weddings, I would just double check. So yeah, this is what we're talking about. This is seaweed, and we saw reviews of this seaweed before we went to the resort. This seaweed is about 30 to 40 feet out. So before you can even get to a legitimate beach, you have to wade through 30 to 40 feet of seaweed, which it goes completely up and down the coast. So there's an actual resort getting built next to Secrets Cap Cana, and it's down there as well. What we did notice is that the darker the seaweed, the older it was, the worse it smelled. But as we walked up on it, we noticed this. Just listen to this audio. You see them? That's what we're smelling.
Yeah,
so
there's some more over there.
There's dead fish.
They probably get all caught up and tangled up in the stuff. Yeah, it's all in here.
There's a lot of dead fish up in here, you guys. This is the smell that's wafting through the resort.
Yeah.
The bad thing about this is you don't know about this stuff until you get here. So everything you see on the resort, whether it be the volleyball, catamaran, whether you're getting married or having a romantic dinner, you really can't use the things, and your backdrop is not going to be a good one at all. Like, we don't come down here because it smells so bad, but look, this is why. We know now, because there's dead fish. And guys, when I tell you the smell was gag worthy, I don't know how many times I had to stop myself from gagging, let alone eating a romantic dinner that's full of seafood right by that shore, not knowing there were dead fish in there until the next day. It was very bad.
So, like, we went to the Secrets in Jamaica. It was perfect.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it at all. It was perfect. It was actually a 5-star. This would be a 5-star resort, but the beach is completely unusable. Like, you can't get in the water at all. Like, nobody's been in the water the entire time.
Now, don't get us wrong. The resort itself was beautiful. It was wonderful. It was beautiful. The staff was amazing. But it just really puts a bad taste in your mouth when you pay for a 5-star resort and you can't use the beach. When I go on a vacation, I want the beach, I want the resort, I want the 5 stars, and the hospitality.
I'll take it back. We saw one person go in the water, and they waded through the seaweed, which I'm not sure how they did that. And then one other couple told us that they
went through today.
Yeah, they kayaked.
I'm not walking through that. Like,
me either.
That's not gonna work for my life. The resort itself is beautiful. I can't take anything away from the resort, but this completely turns this into no thank you. No thank you. So what we're doing now is walking along the preferred side because we wanted to see if the preferred side was kept up better than the other side of the resort, and it was just as bad. There was nothing there that would change the sight to see. We did notice that there were tractors on the beach every morning trying their best to clear it up. It is something that is natural. We heard it's something that is seasonal and something that's been happening over the past couple of years, but we didn't find that out until after we left the resort. And again, the workers here do not acknowledge it. They act like it doesn't happen and they don't smell it. But yeah, it's like this along the entire shore of the resort.
They need to work on getting this out of the way.
So would we recommend staying at Secrets Cap Cana in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic? It's going to be a no for me, and the reason why is because you do not get the full effect of a vacation. You feel almost like a prisoner to the swimming pools, which were beautiful, but I didn't pay to go on a 5-star resort to stay in a swimming pool. I wanted the beach. We did end up going on an excursion that gave us access to a beach, but I don't want to have to spend $500 or $600 for an excursion to go see a beach. I would not recommend anyone get married at this resort if the conditions are this way, and the only reason, unfortunately, that you can tell the condition of the beach is if you show up, because they're not going to tell you in advance. I haven't seen any videos on YouTube about this resort. I've only seen reviews as far as the seaweed being very bad, and so we hope we gave you a good a visualization of how bad it truly is, so that you can make a decision on your own if this is something you would like to do.
I don't know if y'all can see those bumps. Those are like almost mountains or little hills of seaweed.
So with all that being said, we hope that we were helpful in this particular video. We hate to give bad reviews, but we also hate to spend money and then come to something like this. Like I said again, I would not take the chances on getting married here. I would not take the chances on booking a romantic dinner until you've shown up to the resort. And if the shore is clear, by all means go ahead. I did see some people who said they booked the resort and it was nothing like what we had, but it's been like this since January. And according to the article, it's been like that for almost 2 years, and they're just not telling people, which I completely understand. Outside of the beach problem, the resort was A1. We enjoyed everything. We loved it. But the smell is something you cannot get over. And there's also another con. We'll put that in another video after this, after we give our full review of the entire resort.
Some days are better than others. Like some days it didn't I think yesterday it didn't smell at all.
Yeah.
I guess it just depends.
Well, that's because they pushed a lot of this out.
Oh, is that why?
It was that was bad. So that is going to be it for the review of the actual beach itself. In the meantime, in between time, till the next time,